Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Epic Car Show. Now in today's video, right behind me, I'm going to be working on the Ferrari F8. But there is one slight problem. It's pissing down with rain. But what do you do in a situation like this? Do you go home crying to your mum or do you get on with it? Well, I think we all know the answer to that. Mum, I'm coming home. Yes, we are back and I'm really excited to show you this incredible car, and I wanted to make this video as lots of people ask me things like, what do you do when it's raining and you can't work under a cover, and how can you possibly make a car look its best when you're outside in the atrocious weather? And although we had disastrous weather, this wasn't a disaster detail. I like to contend with things like this one leaf and a couple of crumbs on the mats. After getting my buckets topped up, I was ready to rock and roll. It's wet, it's windy, it's kicking up a storm, and there's nowhere to run and there's nowhere to hide either. But just because it's raining, does it mean you shouldn't rinse the car? No, you still got to do it. So if you care about your car that much, it's always a great idea to make sure that you give it an initial rinse just to remove any of the loose dirt. Well, I wouldn't say dirt because this car was as clean as they could possibly come. And you may think, how on earth do I get these clients? But what you don't see is the 15 years of hard graft and literally putting your body on the line. So don't be too disheartened if you don't get these easy, wonderful cars to work on just yet. It does come with time, so you just got to be a little bit patient, keep working hard and keep on pushing yourself. I felt really bad doing this car because it was so clean, and I probably made it even more dirty driving it to the filming location. But anyway, I started off by doing the usual TFR on the arches, just in case there was anything that was a little stuck. As you can see, my trusty cameraman of choice today is my dad, who's doing naffle once again. Thanks, Dad. The wheels are incredibly easy to clean with the right tools, and I'm not going to be using wheel cleaner today, just a pH neutral shampoo, and I will put links to all the products in the description below that are featured in this video. And I'll also be doing an up and coming video about startup chemicals, and we're going to be looking at bulk buys, and we're going to try and find some real cheap, affordable solutions for you guys who are starting out in this business. And in an up and coming video, I'll be doing an amazing startup chemical competition, so make sure you smash the subscribe button and join the madness that is the Epic Car Show. Wheels generally take a large chunk of time because you need to work low and you need to allow time for the chemicals to dwell to remove the dirt. However, wheel willies will speed it up because they have a little brush for every single size wheel. So you've got every little spoke, every little nook and cranny. They're just absolutely perfect. And if you look after them, they will last a long time, and they are chemical resistant, but they're not idiot resistant. So don't leave them in wheel cleaner overnight or they will start to deteriorate pretty soon. Okay, so I've now taken care of the wheels. Now it's proper wet out here and I'm getting soaked. But one of the things I can't do when I'm cleaning a car like this is wear a jacket because I've got loads of zips. It's really awkward and you can't really maneuver your body. So I'm going to be brave. Now for you eagle-eyed viewers, you may have noticed that I'm rinsing the car again, and I just want to explain why I did this. So it's all about knowing your surroundings. As you can see, on this day we had Storm Trump, which was blowing up leaves and twigs everywhere. So although I did initially rinse the car, I jumped straight onto the wheels. But then by the time I'd finished the wheels, we had then had twigs set on the bodywork, and that means you have to rewash it, otherwise you could in fact risk scratching the car. So always make sure that you give it a quick rinse just before you give it another contact wash. And back onto wearing that coat fiasco. I just don't like wearing coats. I look like I park planes for EasyJet with that jacket and gloves. And although it does keep you dry, which is important, it just restricts the body's movement, and I like to be light and free. Honestly, if you saw this car in person, you would have thought, why am I even doing it? But at the end of the day, if a client rings and says, come clean my car, you're going to jump straight on it. And that's why I focus my entire business strategy on quick turnaround cars with high profit margins. Oh my God, it's awful out here. For those little tight areas, I like to use my trusty soft detailing brushes, and I know how much you guys love a close-up of a brush, so here's a montage. friend. Sun goes down but we get back again. Trouble is a silly thing. Now I want to show you something. These are wheel willies. Now I preach about these in every single video because they are absolutely incredible. But they're not just great for wheels, they're great for using in the hard to reach areas such as on this. I can get the brush right under there, no drama, I don't need to get on my hands and knees, I don't need to stick my arm under, I'm going to stay pretty dry, apart from the weather. But not only that, they're also really good for using on the exhaust pipes as well, so you can really stick them in and give them a good clean. But if you are going to do these little bits, make sure you've done the rest of the car first. So the diffusers can hold most of the dirt that flicks up from the ground, especially on these supercars. So if you have got the money, do invest in another wheel willy and keep it separate from your wheels. It's really important, and also save the side skirts till last. For me, I truly believe that mobile valeters can out-earn the detailers with the right mindset and the right business plan, and for me, I love the variety of the cars. Although detailing in your unit sounds like a great idea, I found after a while when I started doing it, I become very bored very quickly, and it did become a somewhat lonely job. And it's hard to explain, but you really do feel motivated to go out and do more when you've got loads of different variety, and you get to meet so many amazing celebrities and wonderful people. And it's just such an exciting thing because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. It does add that element of excitement. So I've finally finished off the rinsing process. Now it's time for me to dry the car. And I know what you're going to say, Dave, you're an utter idiot. Why on earth would you dry a car in the rain, or even at least attempt it? Well, let me show you. Now this is mega important, and I really do think this is an issue that people need to understand. If you're using someone else's water, you're not using a pure water system or a filter or anything like that, you've still got to try and dry the car the best you can, because if you don't, you're going to end up getting spotting on the paintwork. And if you're using a cheaper shampoo that won't be pH neutral, you may even get streaks as well, and it can look really messy, so it's not a good look for yourself, and it's certainly not a great look for the customer's car. So dry the car the best you can, but when I say that, I'm saying have two towels, go over one panel first, then go straight over it, and then tick it off in your mind. Once it's done, it's done. You've got to take a step back and just say, look, I cannot get it perfect. You're just going to have to accept it sometimes, unless it really does stop raining. But on days like this, I had to just accept it myself, so there was nothing I could do. So sometimes you just can't ceramic spray it and you can't wax it, but that's just the nature of the business, especially if you haven't got a canopy. But it doesn't stop you doing a good job, so I just want you to remember that. The inside was cleaner than a McDonald's floor, so it didn't take 5 minutes to hoover up, and that's why I love supercars, because they can't go off-road, and anyone who's got one will always like to look after it, so you're always guaranteed an easy ride. So for this clean, I used Yum Interior with a soft brush and a wipe, and that was all I needed to do to get the car looking its best. This job will age you horribly. Just look at me, the grey hair. I'm 35 for goodness sake. If you made it this far, then stick around till the end, as I will be putting a compilation of all the bloopers from this video. Okay, so that about wraps it up for today's episode, and my god, the heavens have opened up. It is so bad out here. The wind, please just stop raining for 5 seconds. This car's going to be staying outside. There's nothing more I can possibly do. But can you get your car cleaned in the rain? Yes, you can. But should you do it? Probably not. Don't forget to subscribe. Turn on those bell notifications, because we've got another video coming in a few days. Dad, for sake, I'm filming. I'll see you later. Bye bye. Well, that about wraps it up for today's episode, and the weather has not held up whatsoever, so I'm going to have to call it a day right there. But my god, oh my god, it's just not slowing down. Please, I need to do my audio. Oh my god. Okay, so that about wraps it up for today, and as you can tell by the wind coming on the mic, the weather has not held up whatsoever, but this is the best we're going to get. This car's going to be staying outside, and oh my god, please stop raining and blowing wind. And it's going to be staying outside for the foreseeable future, so there's nothing else I can do. But at the end of the day, I have cleaned it the very best I can, and the customer's going to be happy. So that's hey. I know it's wet and windy, but one of the things you can't really do when you're working outside in the rain is, for f***'s sake, Dad, I'm getting all the sound of the stones in the background. I was just recording. Forget it, it's fine. It's fine, I'll add it to the end. Jesus Christ.